What happens when you're never seen?
I feel like I'm not there.
A piece of you starts to shrivel up.
It's unfortunate. I feel sad.
What happens when stories aren't yours?
It forces me to find myself.
Then I try to educate myself by listening to them.
You're challenged to see the world from a different place.
What happens when you're finally seen?
A sense of wholeness.
I think you move with holistic truth.
Then I feel happy. Yeah, Jim Ramos. I'm the founder of Shades Theater Company, 501c3 theater here in Topeka, brand new.
My name is Darren Kennedy. I am a professor and a playwright.
25 was our first year. Really was involved a lot with a lot of focus groups that were wanting to be inclusive, if you will. Theaters and even a couple corporations that were, trying to get people of color for these focus groups. And I went to those, it felt to me very much so that a lot of them were just checking off the box. And when I acted professionally, which I did for about 8, the big term back then was colorblind casting. And what that was putting people of color in roles that were not traditionally people of color, placing people in white roles.
We are to the place where we can add more to that conversation and raise the bar. And that raising of the bar says, sure, colorblind casting gets us to a certain point, but we need to go even further. And so I'm a believer in not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. There are plenty of times where I do want to see us complicate something that we have thought that we already knew. The Shakespeare that we might want to see what happens if we put in a different body, a different perspective. And we have to be going even further.
Brothers of the Dust because I was in the play, but I felt my most connection with the plays I directed, Appearances by Garland Anderson and New Era written by Diondre Tyree.
I think that storytelling became a way of connecting to people and became a way of me understanding family. And so that's how I initially came to it. So locally, I have been really involved with and supportive of and directed with Shades Theater Company. And the work of Shades really goes right at what you're asking.
When I really started looking at what I wanted to do with Shades, it was very important to me that we didn't use theater as the final product. Theater was a vehicle for us to tell those stories, and education and awareness was the final product. From the very first show, which was Fade, it was a Latino show, I started looking out in the audience. I was back of the house and I'm looking out and I'm thinking that half the audience is people of color and not necessarily theater goers. We're introducing now, theater to a whole new group, a whole new community.
And that we can be the Black community, it can be the queer community, it can be the Latino community, it can be the disabled community. In our own lives, we aren't on the margins. In our own lives, we are main characters.
It's important that they're able to see themselves, but that they can do too. You know what I mean? I think that a lot of stuff, the reason why we don't, the importance of representation, right, is so important with this, especially in this space, is that a lot of times people they have dreams, they have aspirations, they have desires, but they can't see themselves in those places. And if I don't see myself in that place, how can I even think about getting there?
Do people want to hear those stories and need to see those stories, but people will come out and support us? I don't think that butts in the seats is our mission. Of course we'd love that support too, but our mission is to basically, like I said, amplify those voices of underserved communities. So it's important for me that when we do a Raisin in the Sun, While yes, the black community is there to support and will go to see it, to me what's more important is the Latino community or the white community or someone that is not familiar with the story that is being told to come educate themselves and to hear that story. What were, those struggles that to a community that you didn't understand.